How's it going, everyone? I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Chris. Thank you guys for visiting the channel today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 4,000 subscribers before the year ends, and the year is almost up. In today's video, I just wanted to give you guys 5 reasons why I believe the new line of MPCs are the greatest samplers ever made. And I know what you're asking, Chris, what gives you that credibility to say something like that? Well, I don't have any credibility, but I will say that I do have experience. I was fortunate enough to work on a lot of different samplers and explore and learn a lot of different samplers. So I'm using that knowledge and applying it to everything that I've learned about that new line of MPCs. So let me give you guys the 5 reasons to why I believe these samplers are the greatest samplers of all time and why they're definitely worth the purchase. So reason number 1 for me is going to be the ability to load old projects from older MPCs. Now, this might not apply to a lot of new users or even users that are just getting into the hardware sampling realm. There's still a lot of producers out there that are using MPC 2000 XLs, MPC 2000s, MPC 500s, 1000, 2500, 4000, etc. The list is, kind of long. And having that ability to load from those older samplers is something that's never been done before by any manufacturing company that creates music production equipment. And I'll give you guys a good reason to why this is a very dope feature. So me, for example, a little backstory, I've owned a 2000 XL and an MPC 4000. Those are the only 2 MPCs that I've ever owned prior to the MPC One. Now, I made a lot of beats on my MPC 2000 XL. As a matter of fact, I have a video up here that you guys can check out. Now, this is very important to me because, for example, I still have that compact flash card. I no longer have an MPC 2000 XL. The only way that I would be able to retrieve these sounds is if I purchased another MPC 2000 XL. Because I can't load these sounds and save them onto the computer, there's a really high risk of corrupting the files if I do so. At least that was the option before. But now with these newer MPCs, you're able to load this into the MPC One or Live or X without any issues. All you need is one of these bad boys, which is like a multi-card reader. This one has a micro SD, an SD card, and then it has a compact flash card right here on the other side. Now, shout out to my boy Ruffian Kick. He posted an Instagram story recently of him using a similar device to this one with his compact flash card into his new Live 2 Retro. And he was playing old beats that he made on his MPC 500. As far as I know, the 2000 XL works, the MPC 4000 works, the MPC 500 works, the MPC 1000 and 2500 work as long as you're not on JJOS, which makes sense because JJOS was not created by Akai. I would guess that the MPC 5000 works. I'm not sure about the 60 and the MPC 3000, but I am pretty sure that most likely they work as well. Now, my second reason to why the new MPCs are worth the purchase is the workflow, the easiest workflow. The MPC workflow has been golden for many, many years. And for a new producer that's just exploring music production, the MPC platform is a perfect platform to learn. Like I've mentioned before, I've tried a variety of different samplers and the MPC is just the greatest at it. Just a very simple layout, very straightforward. It's very easy to get ideas pushed out of it. I've been on Ensoniq devices, I've been on Electron boxes, and I would say that those workflows are a little bit more complex, not difficult, but a little bit more complex than something like an MPC. I would hear it a lot with the Roland MV that people just didn't like the workflow, people didn't like the layout. And I can see why. If you go at it with the mentality of an MPC, the workflow is just not even identical. It's just very different to the point where you're just like, I think I'm just going to stick to my MPC. There's a reason why people praise and mention the MPC workflow. And I really applaud Akai for maintaining that simple workflow, because even throughout all these years, the workflow has not changed. I'll give you guys a little quick story. When I first picked up my 2000 XL, I knew nothing about music production. I barely knew how to connect the cables to a turntable. So when I was able to turn on my MPC 2000 XL for the first time, I made a beat in like 5 minutes, which is crazy to me. You know, if I would have been on a computer, if I would have been on any other device, I can't imagine myself doing it that quickly. It was so easy for me to understand. That led me to create more and make beats like how I wanted to make them. And that workflow has not changed. It's still the same. It's still very easy to understand and it's easy to get going. Reason number 3, the portability factor. Now, I will say the MPC One is a portable device, but it doesn't have a standalone battery. And obviously the MPC X is a little bit too big to lug around. So I'm focusing mainly on the Live and Live 2, which are very similar devices in design and have that eternal battery. Having that eternal battery might not seem like something that is useful, but it is. You're able to create music on the go wherever you are. You take it with you to a studio session, just connect, the outputs to the mixing board or your friend's computer, your friend's audio interface, and you're good to go. Not only that, those batteries last a very long time. If you think about it, that is the true definition of a standalone device. Back then, it used to be something that wasn't connected to a computer, but now it's like it's a device that has all these capabilities, yet I'm able to take it wherever I want. And it's honestly the first of its kind. I know you can put batteries in the Roland SP devices like my SP404SX, but they're AA batteries. They drain very quickly. You can't really be on there for too long, like 2 hours max, I believe, or less. And then the batteries get really expensive because it takes a ton of batteries. I want to say it takes like 6 or 9 batteries. I don't remember exactly. I think it might be 6, but I mean, that can get expensive rather quickly. Akai releasing devices with eternal batteries is kind of going to change the future of hardware samplers. A lot of people believed that the Machine Plus, for its price tag, should have came with an eternal battery. And I agree, it should have came with an eternal battery. That would have upsided the whole hardware sampling world. But at this point, I still believe Akai is on top for that reason alone. Now, the 4th reason that I want to talk about is a feature that's also not implemented in any other samplers is the touchscreen. Who would have thought that adding a touchscreen to a sampler would help you so much? It speeds up your workflow. It just makes it a lot easier to navigate through the windows. You don't have to do these crazy button holds or whatever. And it's a touch screen. We're used to touch screens. Our cell phones are touch screen. A lot of devices are touch screen, tablets, etc. There's something about staying current with the modern technology that just kind of makes you feel a little bit more in place. A lot of people might be like, well, it's just a touch screen. What's the big deal? But you can chop so much faster with a touch screen than you could probably turn the knob on something. Chopping with the touch screen is so much fun because I get it exactly where I want it. I can zoom in, zoom out. It's just, there's a certain ease to having a touch screen on your hardware sampler that just kind of makes you focus more on music and makes you focus less on going through different windows. And there's a lot of even modern samplers today where you just window jumping through multiple windows trying to just achieve one thing, and that's really a pain in the butt. Reason number 5 is probably the most important reason. All the MPCs are jam-packed with features. So what do I mean by that? You look at something like my MPC One. My MPC One has the ability to load from an SD card. I can save to an SD card, 32 gigabytes. I have a port in the back that's USB where I can plug in my external hard drives or even plug in, my little card reader like this one or a keyboard or any of those things, right? As an Ethernet cable that I can connect my Splice account to or even do Ableton Link if I want to. It has I think it has 6 CV gates, which, for those people that have modular synth or synthesizers with CV gates, that's huge as the inputs, as the outputs. I can say that even something like a Machine Plus doesn't have the output features of an MPC One. It doesn't have CV gates. I mean, it has 2 USB hubs, but that's about it. There's no other, little details here and there that really make you be like, oh, like, yeah, that's cool. That's something that the other devices don't have. And then you move a step up with the MPC Live and the MPC X. I mean, you get the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, the extra MIDIs, the extra outputs. And that's just talking about the hardware capabilities. Once you start going into the realm of the actual features that are built into it, it's even more expansive. A lot of things that you can do in a digital audio workstation, you're able to achieve all within the MPC One. And that's just something that a lot of the modern samplers today do not have. Everything other than the Machine Plus is able to kind of have that similar workflow, but everything else is not even close to that, as far as I know. So if you want something that you're going to be able to construct full songs to, you're definitely going to want to go with the Kai MPCs or the Machine Plus. But obviously, if we were judging just the MPC Live and the Machine Plus in terms of price, you're going to save an extra $300 just getting the Live and have a lot of these extra features that are not included in the Machine Plus, which is why I believe that, you know, the MPCs are a good purchase for anyone that is looking to get a new hardware sampler or is looking to venture into the world of hardware samplers. It's a good starting point, and you'll love how easy it is to get things done, and you'll love how it integrates with the rest of your equipment. Like I mentioned, the MPC software is amazing within the standalone versions, and you're able to do everything you needed to. When you compare it to something like Ableton gives you a little bit more control, but you can still achieve the very basic stuff and even not so basic stuff within the MPC platforms easily without having to really overthink or overcomplicate your music production goals. And that is it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you agree or disagree, make sure to leave it in the comments section below. I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the new MPCs are the greatest samplers ever made? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. On some other news, I want to say I'm releasing a beat tape on December 11, 2020. If you've checked out my community post, I posted something about it briefly. It's going to be on Spotify, but my Spotify account is kind of in limbo right now. I'm trying to get that all fixed up, and I don't think I'll get it fixed up. I don't think I'll get that fixed up in time before the release, but I will upload the full beat tape here on YouTube. So if you guys want to check it out on here, please do. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I will see you guys on the next one. Please, guys, stay safe. Let's stay inside and let's keep on making beats. Peace.